sitting here, and she's one of 5 of the Grady family of Ithaca, New York. And this is Peter Mott. And Peter comes from a very large family. Is it about? 9 children. Peter lost a brother recently who was a missioner in Peru, Danny Byrne. And Danny was part, of course, of the St. Patrick's 4. He grew up in Binghamton, and I think you're from a large family too, aren't you, Dan?
Yes, I have 11 brothers and sisters. My father was the mayor early on in the 50s, Democratic state chairman in the 60s. He was actually the sitting Democratic chairman, the only one in the United States to come out, a state Democratic chairman, the only one in the United States to come out against the Vietnam War with a sitting Democratic president. And so that was pretty big thing at the time. They were asking for his resignation. But he was, Kennedy was senator at the time, and he was against the Vietnam War. Had come to be against it. And so growing up during the Vietnam War, my older brothers being coming up draft age, each of them, and my parents being strongly against the Vietnam War, especially because of my father's job, he knew exactly what was going on and where the media is telling really the visual is right, but the propaganda was a lie. So, it's interesting.
And Danny is married and the father of 2 sons, is it?
Yeah, Finian is 4 years old and Francis is 19 months. And I'm married to Jessica Stewart. And I'm nothing without her. Make no mistake.
And Jessica Stewart is about half his height and a very, capable person. I've seen her in action. And she is a dedicated peace activist also. So this gives you a brief introduction to our speakers, and I think we can let them take it from here.
Could I just insert something here? There were, of course, 4 of us, 4 of the St. Patrick's Board, and the other one who's not here is Clare Grady, who is Teresa's sister, of course. So she had another commitment in Syracuse this afternoon, so she reluctantly and regrettably couldn't come with us, but Clare is also part of the quartet here.
Leading up to the war in Iraq, everybody in the room, I'm sure, knows that we were being lied to. We all knew it. There was really no mistake about that in any of our minds. Anybody who listens to Democracy Now!, do you guys get Democracy Now! Here? Okay. That's the next meeting. Regardless, we had access to information, and I'm sure you all did, that and we all know that our governments lie, presidents lie, and they have in the past, and they continue to do so, as we clearly know. Leading up to the war, shock and awe, because the war had been going on for a decade or more in Iraq. We did everything that we possibly could within the system that we know of, which is we wrote our senators, their Congress people. We met with them. We went to Clinton's office in New York City. We did marches. We organized marches. We marched in them. We put things on public access television. We sent the letters to the editor. Senator Schumer came to Binghamton University and spoke, and overwhelmingly everybody's against the war, and he said, well, I haven't made up my mind yet on authorizing. So now keep that in mind now that everybody's like a huge sense of relief these last week because we won this election, but the people who are in charge are the same people that got us in this war and back up to it. So it's not like we're any better off at all. It just means that, everybody's taking a step back and just relaxing, and we should enjoy our victories, but the people in charge got us here. Clinton voted for it. She continued to vote for it. Same with Schumer. We're in a lot of trouble still. Okay, we got a little bit of a break, but not much. Part of the history of the Catholic Worker, the Berrigan brothers, and some other folks during the Vietnam War, they would pour blood. These are Catholic priests. They would pour blood and then kneel down and wait for the police to come. And they used to go in actually and destroy draft cards with blood, human blood, their own. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just so people could bring some truth into those draft boards, because that's what that is. And so that was our idea, to go into the recruiting center. We knew the war was coming. We knew they were taking everybody out of Iraq, and we knew it was about to happen. And so we happened to take our action on St. Patrick's Day, and hence the name. I went into the recruiting center with a little bit of my own blood, a little bit in a cup, and I poured it on the walls with my co-defendants to make it look like it was bleeding. And in that room, and in all that literature, there's no mention of blood, there's no mention of killing or being killed or wounded. The recruiters, what they do is they come into your high schools, they start very young. At that time, remember, Easter baskets at Walmart and Kmart had army men in them, you know, little Marines. So, you know, the military and violence, you know, we buy our kids toys, and for some reason it's okay to buy them war toys, little guns. When I was a little kid, they used to have fake cigarettes. They got rid of the fake cigarettes, but they keep them, you know, they don't, like, it's like, would you get your kids a pretend bartending kit? Probably not. But anyway, so you see my point. They're preying on our children. And so there's no mention of the horrors that they are committing, and they do it with a smiling face. And in that room were cutouts of beautiful people in uniform smiling, and we poured blood on them because that's what they were sending them to do. They were sending them to go get killed or be killed, and all these other horrors that go along with the war, which we knew were going to happen. We knew the estimates of the amount of deaths for the civilian population, which has just come out to be about 600,000. The Bush administration has you know, totally destroyed that through the right-wing media. Still real, still happened. We knew it, but there's no anyway. Going in there, we poured our blood, we knelt down, we waited for the police, and then we were in jail for about a week, and shock and awe happened the next day. I remember I was in a jail cell in an orange suit, and this female guard comes up to me, and if you don't like this country so much, why don't you leave it? And I'm like, don't you see the orange outfit? Don't you see these bars? You know, I really love this country. We had a Darth Vader type district attorney in Ithaca, in Tompkins County, and we were in a little Lansing township, which was mostly Republican, and he said to us, we were charged with a misdemeanor. You plead guilty to a misdemeanor, or we're going to indict you on a felony and bring you to county court, state court. And so, without even a flinch, of course, we pleaded not guilty. And so we had a trial in state court with 12 jurors instead of 6 jurors in the town of Lansing, which would have been overwhelmingly Republican. We would have gotten a conviction right away. But again, the Republican DA tries to snuff out our voices, and they get louder, and we go to a larger courtroom. And we were able to raise awareness against the war in that way. And in the meantime, Peter and I had traveled to Iraq in December of '03, which up to that time was the most violent in Iraq, with the Christian peace team. So anyway, we had a trial there, and the DA thought it was a no-brainer. The assistant DA prosecuted it, and they could not get a conviction. 9-3 to acquit. 9 jurors out of the 12 said, no, we're not going to convict. And so the DA, the macho man that he is, or was unfortunately, drops charges only after the federal government has agreed to pick it up, because we're a recruiting center, which is federal. So the feds, they bring us to Binghamton, they hit us with a conspiracy charge. We're facing 6 years just on the conspiracy charge alone. We were also charged with lesser charges, which were misdemeanor, which was damage to government property and trespass. We were found innocent. They could not get a conviction on the conspiracy charge. It was the first conspiracy charge since the Vietnam War. So we beat the conspiracy charge. The media takes it, oh, they're found guilty, but they don't mention the misdemeanor. So the judge gave us the maximum that he possibly could. And so I got 6 months, Peter got 8 months, and Teresa got 4. Peter's brother, you heard earlier, was sick, and so he was allowed to go to a halfway house after 4 months. And that's another story. So